The Gemara in Sanhedrin asks, what is Moshiach's name? And it says, Metzorah de Birabi Shmoy. He is the Metzorah of the house of Rebbe. The Moshiach is called the Metzorah of Rebbe. It also says about him, Achen chalainu hu naseu machuvenu savlam, v'anachnu chashavnuhu nagua mukeh lokim emuneh. So Gemara continues to say, because he carries our sins, which means he suffers from our sins, and our pain he pains, and we thought of him as a beaten and nagua, a hurt and tortured man. What does this mean? About Mashiach it says that Mashiach is Hine avdi nisa v'rav me'od. Here's my servant who is greatest and most exalted. To where Chazal say that Mashiach is greater than Adam Harishin, and he's greater than Moshe Rabbeinu, and he's greater than Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. And yet here's described as a Metzorah who suffers from our sins, which he himself, it says, is banding his bandages. So now it explains that the negaim, the pains, the illnesses the Mashiach suffers, or the generation Mashiach suffers, are actually very highlights. We mentioned before that en lamata bin nega, there's nothing worse than nega, which means ailment, and there's nothing higher than oinig, than pleasure. And the fact is that the negaim that we feel are actually the highest lights, but these lights weren't mislabish in Kalim. And we talked before about Oris Tohu and Kalim the Tikun. What does it mean that these great lights of Tohu are not garbed in Kalim? And they cause you nikas achitzanim. The example is, if you gave a child $100,000 in cash, and you had him sit in a corner in the street, and the child is 4 years old, and said, hold on to that for me. A bunch of no goodness are going to come around and sell him lollipops for $50,000 a piece. It says, just give me a stack of those bills, I'll get you this awesome lolly. 4-year-old knows the lolly is much more important than this paper with a picture of some guy on it. This is what's happening by us as well. We're getting these very powerful lights. These lights were never available in creation before until the end of the Birurim of the Rapach Netzutzis, as we explained before. So you're at this great time now. These special lights are coming down, but you're not internalizing them. When you're not internalizing those lights, who is making use of those lights? The external forces, the forces of darkness. And what are they doing with these lights? They're beating you with them. They're becoming more and more and more and more concealing. This is what the firing shot in the Rebbe's war against Gullus, where he says, my dear children, what I'm teaching you about a Metzorah, I'm talking about you. Metzorah chivra de Rabbi, the Metzorah of the house of Rabbi. The Gemara, 2,000 years ago, in Sanhedrin, chivra de Rabbi. It's not just what's the name of Mashiach? The Metzorah of the house of Rabbi. What's the house of Rabbi? Okay, the Metzorah. Metzorah of the house of Rebbe? It's the Hasidim of the Rebbe who are in Metzorah. What does it mean, the Metzorah? Menugayim, what is this Negal? The Metzorah is the name of Mashiach at the Zman of Galus. We're still in Zman of Galus. Even though he himself is on a level of Adam. Adam ki be'or b'saro nega tzaras. Adam is the highest term called for man. Adam, the Zohar says, is shleimu de kulhu. It's the completion of all the worlds. Atzilus, Bri, Yitzir, and Siyah. Everything is in a complete man. Perfection of the worlds is Adam. And when he reaches this great level. Now, what does it mean, Adam in Kabbalah? So we said that the whole Zman of Galus, we had to be metaken, we had to rectify our 7 midas. After we finished the Avodas HaBirurim and the 7 midas are already rectified in the world, through all the sparks were already rectified, now we're bringing down these great levels of Mekifim the Tohu. They're on the level of Adam. We're on this great, each and every one of us individually, since Tafshinun Alf, and the entire Jewish people collectively, and through them, the entire world is now drawing down lights that weren't available before. However, because they're not being garbed into Kalim, Adam, you have this great level of Adam that's being brought down now, you're on the level of Adam, but because it's not internalized, these lights are not revealing themselves in great pleasure, it's revealing in illness. And the whole avoid of the Nisayan, this is what the Rebbe says, this time of Avodas Birurim, what do we have now? Avodas HaNisyonos. What's Avodas HaNisyonos? What is the end of a Nisayan? Natata lireecha nes lisnoises, is riding a wave. And Nisayan is like from the same word as nes, which means to elevate. And when you're a surfer and you're surfing a 100-foot wave, it's elevating you. What do you mean it's elevating? It's the greatest thing in the world to see a 100-foot wave come at you. No, ride the wave. That's how you should deal with a Nisayan. A Nisayan comes at you, it's a wave. If you fight the wave, you're drowning. Ride the wave. How do you ride the wave? Mashiach. That's Mashiach.